So today I want to talk about the path to pro for youth players. Most youth coaches are very competent in understanding the path to the college game. I would argue that a lot of youth coaches don't truly understand the path to professional. Most coaches that do understand the path to professional are typically working at the professional level. And so today I want to talk to you about this path to pro. A lot of youth coaches will revert to this path to pro by describing it as only the 1% can make it pro. This is kind of vague, and it leaves parents who actually want to see their child achieve that, it leaves them disheartened. It leaves them discouraged. So if you're a parent who has a player that wants to play pro, the next question becomes, how do you become the 1%? How do we do that? And if you have a child that wants to achieve that, you should be able to get those answers. And so today I want to share with you an overview of what those answers are. The first thing that we need to understand is that in the club environment, in the team environment, teams and clubs are optimized for winning, okay? Which is a team approach. What we have to understand is that if your child is here, okay, and they want to make it pro here, that this path is an individual journey, okay? I've said this before, when your child signs their first pro contract, their team isn't gonna be with them, their coach probably won't be with them, it's probably just gonna be them and probably you, right? So when they sign their first pro contract, to be you and them is an individual journey. And so the team and the club that you're with, if they're optimized for winning, what they're not optimized for is individual development. That is the path to pro. The path to pro is individual development. When most people think about individual development, they just think of the skills. And skills is one part of that. In fact, there are 4 key elements to individual development. So number 1 is the mental, which means if your child is very good at skills, but they don't have the discipline, they don't have the right attitude, they don't have the work ethic, they don't have a team first mentality, right? If they don't have the right mental, then the skills are no good, okay? So the first is mental, the second is physical. So if your child has good attitude and they have good skills, but they're not fast and they're not explosive, no good. The third one is the skills or the technical. Okay, and this is the one that most youth coaches will focus on. And then the final one is tactical or soccer IQ. And what I have found over years of working with youth athletes is that most of them, the way they understand the game is by copying and pasting the drills that they do at practice. So the drills they do at practice, they do those drills, they go and try to implement that in games. What they don't do is understand the principles of play that determine their decision making and their understanding of the game. So anyway, that's background on that. But the key for you to understand is the 4 elements that make up this individual development that is going to be key for your child to play professionally. And so then the game plan is taking these things and putting it into a action plan. That action plan needs to be, we need to assess these 4 key areas of your player, identify the priorities in these 4 areas, and then create an action plan to execute on these so your player can navigate to the pro level. If you want to learn more about this on a deeper level, I'm going to be releasing a 10-part course this January for free. This is going to be the most valuable resource for your child for their long-term development, their long-term success. So if you want to have access to that free course, join our free community right now. Totally free. Just click the link. I'll see you on the inside.